Hello, this is Yogeshwar 7000 again, and I'm back with another interesting topic in Vedic astrology today. I apologize, I have some issues with my throat today, so I may sound a little not my normal voice, but I thought, regardless, let's make an interesting video today on Vedic astrology again. And today we will be talking about a very important yoga, okay? And once again, this yoga, and we know yoga is a combination of planets. So this yoga again is coming from the ancient scriptures. It's not a figment of imagination of any modern day astrologer. And I've tried to relate this yoga with an example birth chart just to, highlight to you that these yogas which have been given to us by the ancient scriptures do work. They're accurate, and you should try and test these yogas on the charts so that you can have faith in the accuracy of the ancient astrological scriptures. Okay, so today we'll be talking about a yoga. And by the way, before we start this topic, do not jump to any conclusion on any birth chart based on just one yoga. When you do a chart analysis, it has to be done several ways, and if you want to prove a point, some yogas will be favorable to that person, and that same person may have some unfavorable yogas. So in case the yogas do not make sense, do not think that these yogas given to us in the ancient scriptures are not correct. The reason why it is not giving us the results which have been mentioned in the ancient scriptures is because the same person may have some other opposite yoga. So for example, if a person has an auspicious yoga and the analysis based on that auspicious yoga as given to us in the ancient scriptures is not coming out true, it does not mean that a yoga given in the ancient shloka is not correct. It means that he may have some inauspicious yoga which may negate, which may cancel the positive yoga or the auspicious yoga. So a chart has to be looked at it in totality, and various means or tools to analyze a chart have to be taken into consideration and then come to a final conclusion. But today we'll be just talking about this yoga, which is an auspicious yoga. So there could be an auspicious yoga and inauspicious yoga. Today we'll be talking about an auspicious yoga, and the name of that yoga is Damini yoga. Okay, it is also called Dama yoga, but more importantly it is famous as Damini yoga. Okay, and people born with this yoga are very gentle people, gentlemanly. Okay, they'll come across as very well behaved, very gentlemanly, and they will be helpful to others. Okay, their wealth is going to be righteously earned. They will not acquire their wealth. Of course they'll be wealthy, but their wealth is not going to be acquired through unfair means or questionable means, so as to say. Okay, and they'll be very wealthy and affluent, obviously, and once again rightly earn money. They will be famous as well. So people with Damini yoga or Dama yoga will be extremely famous, extremely affluent. Okay, they will be endowed with sons, as it is mentioned in the ancient scriptures. Nowadays people have small families, so definitely that person will have a son. Not that daughters are not welcome. I mean, today's day and age it does not really matter, but as per the ancient scriptures, the shloka mentions that he will be endowed with sons who has Damini yoga, and will have gems. Okay, and will be courageous in times of stress and difficulty. Okay, like have extreme fortitude, and will be extremely learned as well. Okay, so these are the qualities given to us in the scriptures about people who have Damini or Dama yoga. Okay, and how does this yoga form, by the way? Before that, I'll point your attention to this this birth chart, and people who've not already recognized this birth chart, this is once again the birth chart of the great legendary film star Amitabh Bachchan of India. Okay, I use this chart pretty often because of the accuracy of the time for this chart. So you know, there are no questions as to whether the chart is correct or not. You know, many astrologers have made videos on this birth chart for the same reason. So this is the birth chart of the legendary film star Amitabh Bachchan, and he was born in Damini Yoga, and he is a thorough gentleman, as you can see, especially people from India. You know, they know, you know, he comes across as a gentleman always. He's helpful to the other people. Generally, you know, he's donating a lot of money to, you know, charity, so on and so forth. He has righteously earned wealth. We know that, you know, he earned his wealth through films, and there's no questionable means as far as his wealth is concerned. He is affluent, obviously. We discussed, you know, people in Damini Yoga will be affluent, and he's famous. I mean, he's world famous, you know, we know that. And he's endowed with a son, and he has, when they say gems, he's got gems, as in the ancient scriptures. You know, that also could be related to wealth. It's not as if, you know, you have to have a gem, but you know, people who are wealthy generally have gems and jewelry, so you know, he falls into that category, I'm assuming. I don't know how much of gems he has, how much jewelry he has, but obviously since he's very affluent and very rich, you know, I'll take it, I'll assume that he has gems and, you know, jewelry as well. And he has the great ability to fight in times of stress, and we have known that. You know, he owned a corporation which went under. He had a huge amount of losses, but through his fortitude he came out, and he's back on his feet again, and he's doing so well. So he has this quality as well. He has a son, okay, and he's extremely learned. You know, we know that he's very learned. You know, he's into, you know, he's always interacting with intellectuals. He's you know, attending seminars where some kind of an intellectual topic is being discussed. He comes out with his own opinion on various intellectual topics. So he's a learned man. You know, he's fond of poetry. Of course, his father was a, you know, India renowned poet, Harivansh Rai Bachchan, as well, so he's into that as well. And you know, he's an extremely learned person. Although he does not have a PhD, he may have a, you know, honorary PhD, but he may not be a PhD, but he's very, very learned. You know, you can make out by the way he talks, what he talks always sense. So all the qualities which have been described in the ancient scriptures about Damini Yoga are falling into Amitabh Bachchan. But let's discuss what Damini Yoga is, basically. So Damini Yoga is when all the planets, you know, the 9 planets we consider in Vedic astrology, we do not take into consideration Neptune, Jupiter, Pluto, etc. You know, in Vedic astrology we have 9 planets, you know, 7 physical planets and 2 shadow planets, Rahu and Ketu. So this condition, or this combination, or this yoga forms when all the 9 planets fall into 6 zodiac signs. So if you calculate, the first house has a planet, the 4th house has a planet. You know, if you look at the screen, the first house is a planet, the 4th house is a planet, the 6th house is a planet, that makes it 3 houses, the 7th house has a planet, that makes it 4 houses, the 8th house has 4 planets, that makes it 5 houses, and the 9th house is 1 planet. So all the 9 planets are in 6 houses. Okay, so that's the condition. But like I said, don't jump to a conclusion based on just this combination. In this case, it is falling accurate, but you may find some other birth charts where all the planets could be in 6 zodiac signs. but the results may not be, as per what has been mentioned in the ancient scriptures. And that is the reason why, like I just mentioned a few minutes ago, that it could be that he's having some inauspicious yogas, which is canceling this auspicious yoga or this auspicious Damini yoga or Damini combination. So but in Amitabh Bachchan's case, it is falling perfect. So hopefully you enjoyed this video on this yoga, which is coming again from the ancient scriptures. Damini yoga is the name of this yoga, this combination. And in the meanwhile, I will recommend subscribe to my channel, check out my website, there is a link below, and I will see you with an interesting topic in Vedic astrology in my next session very soon. Goodbye.